Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Abigail if you're new, and I make videos about special needs, health issues, and feeding tubes. It has been a day today. It has been a day. Most of the time I'm good at getting my video out at a decent time, but my last video went out late because it wasn't wanting to connect very well and it was uploading very slowly. So my last video kind of got me off schedule a little bit. And then let me tell you about the night and the morning that I had this morning. Starts off with last night. If you don't know, I am, for the most part, fully tube fed. I can have some kinds of ice cream and some kinds of candy, and that's about it. So let's start with last night. So I was getting my bag ready for the night. Every 24 hours I get a new bag for my feeding tube pump, and so it was time to change it. And so I go through 2 bottles of formula every night, and I open up the bottle of formula, and the lid came off, which is what was supposed to happen, but also the ring under the lid came off. So I basically had a big hole in my formula container. And my formula container decided to go everywhere. My formula decided to go everywhere, and it went down my bed sheets. I think it went on me. It just went everywhere, including my floor. And so I saved, a bottle and a half, I think, at that point, that I actually got in the bag, and then I had to bring the bag to the bathroom and clean the bag up so that I could put it on my feeding tube pole over here that it goes on at nighttime. So that was kind of the stress of last night. Was just one of those moments where you just want to get ready for bed, hook up for the night, and go to bed. But what happened this morning was actually a little more serious. So I am on this medicine for my heart rate. I've been having high heart rate, and I have moments where I feel like I'm going to faint, and moments where it feels like my heart is racing. So I decided this morning that I was going to sleep in. Not extremely late. I think it was about 9 something when I got up this morning, but I think my alarm went off at I don't remember if I set an alarm or just asked what time it was, but anyways, I checked to see what time it was, I think about 8 o'clock, and then decided to go back to sleep until 9 o'clock this morning. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, that's not too late to sleep in. Well, whenever I woke up the second time, I kept feeling like I was going to faint. It was pretty bad. And so I get up, and I do have a pulse oximeter that I use. And so I was like, okay, I'll look at my pulse oximeter, because sometimes it feels high when it's not too high. So I'm like, okay, if it's not very high, then I can go ahead and do my other stuff, put my pump in my bag for the morning and things like that, and then go to the kitchen and take my meds. But if it is really high, then I can like be a little faster about it. So I wasn't expecting it to be as bad as it was. I looked at my pulse oximeter. We have one for like my finger, and it said 130. That was my heart rate. And we're like, okay, that's pretty high. So I go to the kitchen. I take my medicine like just about before I do anything else because like, okay, that's high, we need to get that down. But like, even when it was working technically, it took a while for me to feel better, and a lot of the day I laid around because I was just really scared of feeling worse. So that's how I've had a crazy night. Well, I had a crazy night last night, and then kind of a crazy morning this morning. So that's like the health update. I did take my meds, and then later in the day, around 2 o'clock or so, I took my meds again. Right now, I'm on meds for my heart rate twice a day, but if it keeps getting to a point where it keeps bothering me, we might switch it up to 3 times a day. We don't know yet. That's something that we would have to ask my doctor if they could do if we needed to. But I think right now we're still trying the twice a day. So anyways, it's just been one of those days where it's stay at home, don't do a whole lot. I really like to listen to music on my phone and walk around my room. And I did that some today, but I tried to not do it too much because I just didn't know whenever I was going to feel like I was going to have a bad moment. So I tried to mostly just hang out in my room, or if I did like leave my room, I would like go sit in the recliner in the living room, or just kind of do things that were like more relaxing, just so that if my heart rate continued to be high and I continued to feel really bad, that I wouldn't be putting myself in like a unsafe situation. Because even though I haven't fainted with my heart rate being that high, I would not really want a chance. Like, it could happen if it got like extremely high. So I was just kind of, in my room a lot, or sitting around the house quite a bit, because I didn't want to like overdo it today. So that's basically how the last, I guess, 24 hours have been. You could put it that way. Also, to add to that, if you don't know, sometimes feeding tube buttons can leak like yellow, like pus type stuff, and some I'm trying to think of the word. Some feeding tube buttons are worse than others on it. But today, my feeding tube button decided to leak quite a bit, so I think it was last night and also today I checked it and made sure it didn't need to be changed, but that was like one more thing, because sometimes there will be days where the leaking really isn't that bad. And then there's days where it's like have to change it like twice or so depending on how much it's leaked. So it was just kind of like a add-on, I guess. So it's late here. It's past 10 o'clock now at night. The day kind of got away from me. Just I don't know, it wasn't like a busy day. It was just enjoyed hanging out with, around the house and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I haven't made my video yet. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.